Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Streams of Income podcast. I am here with an old friend. Not that she's old, but we've been friends for a long time. And so I'm going to tell a little bit about Nina and how we met. And then she can, I'm old enough that she can refresh my memory if I get anything wrong.
Okay, I'll try.
So me and her both went to the inaugural World Domination Summit in Portland, Oregon. Chris Gillibo did this. And we started talking, like, sat beside each other on a bench in the park. And if you've been to Portland, anybody that's listening to this, I mean, anywhere in Portland in a park is you're surrounded by homeless people, or people that look homeless. And so we were like normal. And we sat beside each other and started talking and found out we had so many mutual friends. The Millers, Kevin Miller and Dan Miller, and man, just that whole crew. I mean, I've in my address book, like your name and a lot of other names, I put Dan Miller alumni beside them because I like to kind of know how I met people.
Yeah.
And so from then on, though, we kind of hit it off. And you were living, if I'm not mistaken, living in a school bus at the time.
I think I was, or at least we were building it. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And so we just really hit it off. So I tell you what, now that I've told everybody how weird it was that we just met and knew all these people together and we're at this conference, tell us a little bit about you, like the summary of who you are and what you do now.
Oh my gosh. I was actually, I think it was weird that I said hi to you because my best friend has pointed out like how like out of my comfort zone that kind of thing would have been, but I just felt like I should say hi to this guy. And I was like, I'm just going to roll with it, which is basically like how I've learned to do things. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now is, so I have 4 children from the age of 15 to 20 right now. We did live in a school bus at a time for, I think, just over a year. My husband is a firefighter paramedic, and so we moved out when he got hired full-time because he needed to be within a certain response time to the station, which if you're in that world, you understand. And of course, they changed the rules after that, so he could have lived anywhere, but whatever. So yeah, I think I started blogging back in 2008, right after I had my second child, because I was trying to get out of debt, and I was like, I'm just going to share everything I learn here. And what started as a way to share like how I was saving money kind of turned into like this massive self-growth period for me. So I went from like super shy, awkward, like really overweight, uncomfortable in my body, to like just turning into who I am now. And I'm a wellness coach. I like a holistic wellness coach. I really help women lose weight, is my main thing. And I was a CrossFit coach and nutrition coach for the last 8 or 9 years. Yeah, and I just quit that. No, right? That my first
like,
picture.
You're a beast with the Spartans and stuff.
I try. Like everybody says that, and I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. But no, my first picture I actually have with Dan Miller. It pops up once a year, and I'm like, who is that? I got to find it and send it to you because it does. Yeah. It looks nothing like me at all. And everybody who sees it, they're like, who is that? I'm like, that's me.
Oh, because I've only ever known Fit You.
Yeah, like I've been fit now for I think 9 years, but I mean, there was such a long time where I wasn't that it was like, oh yeah, that. I forget that she was like, that's old me and like, this is new me. So yeah, I just over here in Central Oregon with my mini pony. You sent me the book for her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Your videos are so funny with the pony running around the yard and everything and in the house.
Oh yeah. My son, yes. 2 days ago figured out when he came in the house, Mom, Simone is violent for popcorn. And I was like, what do you mean? She is. She chased him. She's bucking. I got to share the video. It was so funny, but yeah, she's great. She's the best.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I interrupted you. The whole fit thing got me. But so income wise, you're doing like a lot of wellness training, that kind of thing for women.
Yeah. So I've actually just started that within the last few months because I was it was good that you invited me on here because I had to start thinking about this stuff. Like, what am I doing? So now I have a food truck that is local,
Oh,
and I do charcuterie boards. That's my main thing. So that's one stream of income I have. It's not full time. I mostly do like holidays and parties, that kind of thing, because I hate in person events. They're very stressful. I'm like, why are you
yeah.
talking to me? I don't.
That's why you talk to me because I'm like an extroverted introvert. Like
Uh-huh.
in certain places, I can
Yeah.
like here behind the mic. I'm in my office. I'm comfortable. I can really come out. But yeah, if you, I would
Right.
never talk to you on that park bench.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't have talked to you either. So I was just like, this was just like a God intervention thing. Like, y'all need to be friends. So I was like, all right, I'll be friends. And then I'm like, that was so out of character for me, but I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
and the thing is, too, I
Um,
remember too. My beard was at its longest then too, so I actually looked like one of the homeless people.
yeah, I was just like, whatever. It just felt right, just to go with it. But yeah, so I'm doing charcuterie stuff, and then I am kind of relaunching a holistic wellness business, bringing in what I learned all those years coaching nutrition. And then, really, in the last year, I've been learning about like inner child healing. I started meditating and just trying to bring in more of a holistic um, point of view when it comes to wellness versus like what I used to do when I was blogging. It was mostly like natural remedies, that kind of thing. So I feel like I've really matured a lot in how I approach wellness and really help people kind of get to the root cause of why they're still like overweight or stressed out over or all the time, because really everybody I've worked with, it all comes back to the same thing. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
you want me to tell you what to eat and how much to exercise? We actually need to go over here and look at why you don't feel safe in your body. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're probably going to have to cry. I'm so sorry. I did a lot of crying last year and I was like, I hate this. But now I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. So yeah,
well, that's
that's where
cool.
I'm at
And
now.
so Ian is still a firefighter.
He is.
Okay.
He took a brief break a few years ago, and he went and joined his buddy's rescue team. So they
Yeah.
were out on wildland fires all the time, trained for like rope rescue, that kind of thing. He needed a break from EMS because,
Yeah.
like,
I can
just
understand
a
that.
glorified ambulance or taxi driver at that
Yeah.
point. And he's like, I
Medicare
can't do
funded
this.
taxi.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, oh, why am I going to like an hour away in the middle of the night for this person who could have driven in their car? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now he's back at a fire station, and we're actually looking at Vancouver is where he's looking at right now, right
Oh,
next to
okay.
Portland, because
Yeah.
yeah, he'd love to work there, but yeah,
Well, that's cool. And
yeah,
since we've thrown the fit stuff out there, I mean, he's a fit guy too, CrossFit, and of course, being at the fire
yeah.
department and everything, he's got
He
to be
got me
fit.
into CrossFit,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and
I
we
I
actually
assumed it was the other way around.
no, I okay. So talk about extroverted introvert. He started, and I was like interested. I was very curious. And every day he'd come home and I'd be like, so what'd you do today? And he'd tell me, I'm like, that is stupid. Why do you do that? That is dumb. And then finally I was like, okay, I'm trying it. And I was like, you have to go with me to my first class. So I'm not alone. But after that, you cannot come with me. I'm going to do it by myself. And then I was hooked that first class. I was like, okay, working out together is really fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, we do a lot of workouts in the garage or running where he runs and I try to catch up with him because he's so fast. And I'm just like, I'll get there someday, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay. And so you may not be able to reveal this yet or not, but it seemed like I'd seen a post recently about an upcoming conference or in-person thing you're planning.
I am doing a retreat in Florence, Italy in
I
September.
thought that was what I
It
saw. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's my first official one that I'm doing, and I'm trying to get my sister-in-law to come with me because she does guided meditations, and I was like, you would be perfect. She's awesome. Um, but yeah, I've like over the years, my first time I went to Italy was with a Christian writers retreat with my really
Yeah.
good friend.
Well, that sounds
And
like fun.
oh my gosh, dude, it was awesome. And I fell in love. I was like, I love it here so much. And over the years, I've gone back like 5 or 6 times now. And it's like every time I go, I take new people with me and I basically play tour guide around Florence. And I was like, I really would just love to do this on a regular basis because I'm like, we got to eat here and then we got to go get the gelato here. And this is best on this day. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do this. So I'm going to be doing that and then combining it with some holistic wellness coaching, nothing intense or crazy, but just like, yeah, today we're going to focus on, like these things. And as we're wandering around the city, just like pay attention. So I think it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I remember your post. You guys were like the last Americans out of Italy before COVID shutdowns, right?
Oh no, we cut out. We were. It was insane. We booked it months in advance. We had no idea this was coming, right? And then we kind of were iffy about actually
Mhm.
leaving because things had just started happening. And we're like, you know what? We're gonna go. It's gonna be fine. We got out of Florence, the last flight out of Florence, and then we were going to Paris after that. So we were like, all right, we'll get to Paris, see what happens. And then we stayed there a few days and like things were getting like more and more intense. And then the day of our flight home, I was like, I feel like we need to get to the airport really early. So we did. And we were on the last flight out of Paris. So
Yeah,
we
wow.
like just barely made it out of everywhere and everything worked out perfectly. But it was like, it was crazy and intense, but honestly, there were so few people out. I was like, this is the introvert's dream trip right
Yeah.
now. We're like, nobody's at the museum. Ian got to go see the David, like three other people there. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
man, when I went, we were like standing like this, like trying not to hit each other. So it was a great trip, but yeah, it was something else.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got food truck, we got
Hmm.
the guided retreats, got the wellness coaching.
Hmm.
I'm betting there's more stuff you do because you seem like a lot like me, like introverted, but just cannot quit starting things.
I can't. It's a problem. But it's
It's
not,
a well
okay?
managed problem.
It's a well-managed problem. Sometimes I'm like, ah. So, okay, other things. Ian's like, well, I'm your first source of income. I was like, yeah, that's true. So thank you for that, honey. So we got that. We have a rental property that my brother lives in, and that worked out
Oh,
perfectly for us too, to move into this house and him to stay there. So that's cool. Um, and a funny story. So I had, when he had started renting with us, have you heard that song where Jimmy Fallon, it's like they did the barbershop quartet and it's their version of Bitch Better Have My Money?
oh,
It's like, don't act like you forgot. I was saving that. I was like, I don't want my brother to ever be late on rent, but. And then it finally happened one day. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, wait, no, 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 dude. I have been waiting for this moment to send you this video. So I got to send it to him and he's like, thanks, you're welcome. Anyway, so that's my favorite part of having my brother as my renter is I can send him a clip if he's late. Um, so we have that. And then I still have like some passive income from when I was selling essential oils because I really
yeah.
haven't done that, but I still get paid from that every month. I have some random affiliate income from my blog still. Um, what else? I just thought of something else. Oh, so I was doing website design for a while and helping people with online marketing. And I
Mhm.
just met with a client this morning just to go over some stuff. So I still get paid for I don't do a lot of websites now, but what I did when I set up people's websites was I also offered hosting maintenance. So they can
Okay.
pay me to host their site or they can pay for maintenance in case something happens and just general upkeep. So I have a few of those clients that I basically just go into their site every month, make sure everything's updated, but every once in a while I need to meet with them and like show them how to set up a Square
Yeah.
terminal. That's what we did today. Then I was like, it's actually pretty fun. We got to chat in person and gets me out of the house a little bit. Um, so I have income from that. And I think I'm going to say that's most of it,
Yeah.
but
That's
there's
probably enough.
probably something. I don't know. There's always like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Now with I've got 5 kids, and
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur has not really rubbed off on them as much as I wish it would.
Oh,
And so, what about
yeah.
your kids? Have any of them like bitten the entrepreneurial bug and just starting their own things or anything?
Nobody has started their own things, but they have got what we call the Haro hustle gene, which so I
Mhm.
get this from my family. My dad, my mom, they have done so many businesses. Like my brother, well, one brother, he's always doing something. And so my kids, they have a really good work ethic, which I was like, okay, y'all aren't starting businesses right now, but you guys can work. Um, but they can hustle. Like if they need money,
Yeah.
they are not shy about being like, hey, I need this job. Can I do work for you? Whatever. So I'm really like, I'm just over here always dropping seeds. Like my daughter's an artist. I'm like, if you ever wanted to get paid for that, you have a ton of great connections. Like her best
Yeah.
friend's uncle is the lead singer of the Deftones, and they are
Oh wow.
always hanging out. Like she gets to go to free concerts. She's like, oh yeah, I met Korn today. Oh yeah, I met Limp Bizkit today. I'm like, and like her friends aunt and uncle love her art, and I'm like, you could always like if you ever start something, you know people that you could ask to share it. She's like, Mom, you're always trying to get me to start a business. I'm like, I'm just planting seeds. Just planting seeds, that's it. So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping, but I've really tried to like tell them about, spend less than you make, save, invest, all that. So like when
Yeah.
stocks prices dropped, my oldest was actually like, Mom, stocks are on sale right now. I want to invest an extra $1,000. And I was like, it's working. They're listening. So there's hope.
Yeah. They'll get there eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Now, was that your daughter I saw the other day getting the tattoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
She
that was
just
cool.
graduated, isn't it? My brother was doing it. And I'm going to get a Ferdinand one. And she said something about it. And Ian and I were on a walk afterwards. And he's always pointing out wildflowers. And I was like, I love this about you. And I'm like, you remind me of Ferdinand with how much you get flowers. So I think I'm going to get a same tattoo. And it's actually going to be in the same spot or very similar Ferdinand tattoo. But she's actually in Amsterdam right now.
Wow.
She just went on her first roller coaster. She and her cousin's best friend are over there. And I'm like, what are you doing today? Yeah, they definitely got the travel bug. So she's going back to Italy in August too. So at least they got something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if a roller coaster is the wildest thing they do in Amsterdam, then you're doing good.
Right? I know, like they're pretty tame kids. So I think they're all right.
Okay. And so with your main thing being the coaching and all that, how does that work? Are you doing a lot of that in person, most of it on Zoom, or a mix? Or
I really am trying to get into in-person stuff here because with being in the CrossFit coaching for so long, I have a lot of local contacts that still are like, I miss you. Can I work with you in some way? And I'm trying to get some local workshops off the ground. But yeah, it's mostly through Zoom at this point and doing online workshops. Like it is June right now. So in May, I did a 4-week in-person group coaching session called 10 Down. And we just every week on Zoom, I got on and taught. And we have a private Facebook group. So that's mostly like I started online. I learned how to do all of this online. So when I started doing CrossFit coaching is really when I got more comfortable with in-person stuff. So now going forward, I'm trying to like bring the two together because I really enjoy both sides.
Yeah. And with you, I have a lot of people ask, like they're interested in coaching and they always ask about, and Dan always covered this, like certifications, things like that. I mean, and the only thing I got a doctorate degree in counseling, but I don't counsel. So as far as coaching goes,
Right.
I just did the classes with Dan. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I loved about coaching is you just need the expertise, not a bunch of wasted education.
I know exactly. Like for me, like I became a CrossFit coach. I had to be able to coach, right? And then I have a coaching certification as a nutrition coach from Precision Nutrition. But really,
My son got one of those for homeschool.
Oh, really? Right on.
Yeah, we put him through that. That was
It's
a good program.
It is a good program. They're really, really like so many resources. But I think for me, it was mostly like for myself to not feel like I had imposter syndrome because a lot of stuff I learned there, I'm like, I already know this. Like, I just need to feel comfortable teaching people. So like right now what I'm doing is I really talk a lot about like inner child healing. And I've actually learned how to do hypnosis to help people because it's so much faster, easier way to change your mindset so you can actually make these changes last.
Yeah.
But like none of that was like a big degree program or anything like that. It's like I got online, I did some training, got comfortable with it, and now I can lead it. Because I'm not providing counseling. I'm really here as like, I call myself a spirit guide. I'm just here to like facilitate the process and you work through it. I can give you ideas if I feel like you need like a therapist or something. I know a great lady I'll recommend you to. But yeah, I love that with coaching, you don't have to go out and like pay $10,000 for a certification. Because I was thinking about that. I'm like looking at it and I'm like inner child certified coach. And it ranges anywhere from like $300 to $15,000 for training. Yeah. And I was like, what are you actually going to teach me though? And I was like, oh, most of it was how to do a business, how to like coach people. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So
stuff you've already been doing for years.
Yeah. So you don't need all
that's
that
one thing
stuff.
I loved about coaching is there's definitely no need for a 4-year degree. I mean, you can find good certificate programs for under $1,000. And like with the Dan Miller stuff, I mean, I did a lot of that with him in person. And
that's cool.
And that's where I met so many people. I mean, yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, Yeah, even CrossFit, it was like $1,000 and a 2-day session or 2-day workshop.
Yeah.
Like precision nutrition, I think was less than 1,000 almost. I don't remember, but yeah, you don't need to go spend a bunch of money and do all that to get what you need to get started.
Yeah.
And then you can always learn more along the way as stuff piques your interest.
Oh yeah. Before I forget, where should people get in touch with you at?
I am at enlightenedwellness.net. And then on Instagram, I am at enlightenedwellness.us is my handle. And that's where I'm really starting stuff. You can go to my website and it links to my Substack, and that's where I'm going to be posting a lot. And I'm going to start a podcast. I have been saying this for years. And then I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And like, it's going to work out. And then you said something about a podcast. I'm like, I'm taking this as my sign. I'm starting a podcast. So I'm going to be talking about that.
I talked about it for years and didn't start one until somebody gave one to me.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah,
You're like, okay.
This whole thing I'm doing is like I'm 40 in now, but it's like season 2 of one that was done previously on the same topic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
But a good friend of mine gave me his list and everything, and just he switched gears to something else and gave me all this. And so,
That's so
that was a sign I couldn't pass up.
Yeah, you're like, I have to do it now. It's kind of like with my pony. Like I'd said for years, I'll get a pony someday. I'll get a pony someday. And then it was, when I get land, I'll get a pony. And I'm like, I have land. When am I getting this pony? So I got it for my birthday one year. I'm like, happy birthday to me. This is great. So yeah, sometimes
and if anybody's not following you online, they got to just to see the pony video.
Just to see my pony. She's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, as we close out, one thing I always like to ask everybody, if you could recommend 3 resources, whether it's books, podcasts to listen to, anything like that, like 3 main resources for success in life, what would it be?
Oh, okay. So these have changed a little bit, but How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie's book is a classic. I was just telling my kids again, read this.
You're not the first person to suggest that one either.
Really? That is so good. It's such a great resource. I think, especially for me as an introvert, I was always so painfully shy. I was just like, I'm so awkward. I don't know. So that book was really helpful to be like, okay, just let the freak flag fly and show people you're interested in them. It's okay. Another really great one is How to Do the Work. I think it's by Nicole LaPerla. I could be completely butchering that. She's the holistic psychologist on Instagram. Like for me, doing the inner work, like it's shifted my life in the last year so much that I'm like, I don't know how I ever lived without this. So How to Do the Work is good. And then another one, I don't know. I mean, those are my, like, if I'm talking about anything now, it's your inner child, some kind of weird astrology thing, or your diet. So just eat real food, you guys. That's my thing.
Eat real food.
Eat real food.
I'll tell you what's your go-to podcast? If you're pulling up a podcast and it's like this one always pops up and you always listen to it, what would it be?
Honestly, Paul Saladino's podcast on animal-based eating is probably the one I listen to the most. Yeah.
Paul Saladino.
Yeah. He used to be Carnivore MD. I like his stuff. He's very into research and really backing it up with science. For me, I'm like, it makes me feel good. So I'm glad there's research, but yeah, he's very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I tell you what, one last question, a weird one for you.
Okay.
So I've heard interviews with Post Malone about his tattoos and stuff.
Okay.
And then he always said that to us, he got them, even the face tattoos and everything, because he didn't feel like he fit in anywhere. He was an introvert and didn't know how to talk to people and everything. So that was his mechanism for meeting people. I guess it's just to make them ask. And so you've got a lot of tattoos. Is that anything to do with the introversion or anything?
No, but I mean, it's really, really helped. It was just kind of something where I was like, oh, I never ever felt creative, which I guess I am, but it was just a way that I could be like, yeah, I'm going to put this on here. But actually, now that you think about it, I think there was some underlying thing, because what I like about it is people think I'm scary because I have tattoos. And as people always love to remind me, I'm tiny. So I'm like, okay, if they're going to think I'm scary, like I have hand tattoos, like I have some neck tattoos. Yeah. And so like, that's my first self-defense mechanism. Like, don't pick me up and carry me off because I got tattoos and I'm scary. And then like, I also always like have that with me. So I think it's part of this image of like, please just don't pick me up and carry me away.
Yeah. All right, so I got to say, for anybody that's listening to the audio only and not watching the video, she just pulled out her pocket knife, just like quick pulled it out. Like,
it's in my
do
skirt
not mess
right
with
now.
her.
Just don't. I'm stabby.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that she could deadlift the weight of most guys, and so do not.
I could. I've told Ian, I could put you in the back of a trunk if you get really sassy. He's like, well, you could deadlift me. You can't clean me. I'm like, baby, I would figure out a way. So just.
Yeah. Yeah, you can roll them into the trunk easy enough.
Yeah, easy, no problem.
I will say this though, when your hair was shorter, you looked even scarier. It was something about
I know. I think I was definitely cultivating an image subconsciously just to be like, don't mess with me, you guys. And now I'm just like, okay, do and find out what happens. So
you're just inviting it. Like, come on.
Stay away.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and close out, and I'll let you get out of here to go feed the pony. Or what other animals do you have?
Well, Lazarus just barked. I got 2 dogs. We got 3 or 4 cats, a whole slew of chickens now, and then Simone, my miniature horse, who is, as I say, the light of my life. So
yeah,
she's always hungry.
Well, I appreciate you being with me, especially with my mess up with the time.
Thank you. Oh, no worries. I was just like, I hope he saw this. Did I do something? Like, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. So.
Yeah. No, it's weird. The Calendly and Zoom, getting those two to merge. I keep getting screw-ups.
Sometimes tech, you're just like, you're supposed to make my life easier. What's going on here? But
I'm paying a membership, so it's easier.
Yeah, make it work.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, tell your husband I said hello.
I will.
We'll talk to you later on Facebook and everything, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.